Okay, everybody, over here. I was just sitting here reading National Dragster. Yes, that's I like this, you know. Anyway, besides National Dragster, let's all talk here, people. First of all, can you hear me okay? I always have a problem with this damn thing. No, I am not doing an impression of the Mummy Man. I can't do it. Don't make me do it. Please don't make me do the Mummy Man or the Ghoul or Lex Luthor. The man is possessed by the devil. Anyway, let's before we go on to this Q&A, let's talk about this market here. As I'm doing this video blog, really nothing much going on. Market's in kind of a holding pattern here. It was volatile. It's been volatile this morning here. 10-year yield, okay. It's stable. I don't like where it is, but it's stable. Relative strength of the dollar is lower. Okay. Crude oil catching a bit. Okay. Lovely. Fantastic. Crypto's under pressure. Bitcoin under a little pressure. Gold and silver aren't due too much. I think silver's up like 1% actually. That's where the market stands today. Really not too much going on here. So, yeah, and the Fed, of course. Coco, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to bring him here. Soon, I promise you. You know, a lot of times when I do my video, he sits right here. He's like hiding. He's a tiny little thing. But he's not here today. But we'll bring him out anyway. So that's the story for this freaking market. And what the freak ever. Okay, you and I don't care what they do. I don't care what they do. We're in the right spots right now, as far as I'm concerned. And I think, you know, this morning we got another inkling of a big problem, and that is something you already know about, and that is this issue of the entire global banking system. Okay, we have an economy here globally that's in free fall. Okay, and so these banks, no deposits, no loans, no deals. How long? I've been telling you this since last year. And you know, central banks are willing to, and I'm sure this is going to happen, to reliquefy these banks. But here's the problem with this: uh, in a worst case scenario, well, they'll absolutely confiscate our accounts. Just be ready for that. This is why I've been telling people for the longest time, don't keep any cash in these banks. Number one, that you can't afford to lose. Okay, it's just like gambling for that matter. Okay, the banks are in trouble, and if they have to take your cash, they will do it. Okay, bail-ins. You've been hearing about this. So yes, they'll probably get a lifeline from central banks, but there's no doubt that, forget about confiscating gold or silver here. It would be a lot easier for these institutions to confiscate your cash that you even think you have in these institutions. It's not there anyway. They all operate off of the fractional reserve system. You think you got $1,000 in an account, you have $100. That's it. The rest of it's lent out. So that's how this freaking thing works. So I'd be worried. I would definitely be worried about keeping vast amounts of cash in these institutions. You're better off keeping cash under your freaking mattress, people. I think you all know that. I mean, this is what our grandparents and their great grandparents did. I think there's something to be said here. So listen to me. I would not steer you wrong. There's no reason to keep a single dime in these institutions that you don't need to keep there to pay bills or whatever it might be. Anyway, the golden ratio, absolutely. I love the golden ratio. A drag magazine, yeah. National Dragster, right here. Fear trade today? I don't think so. I think the market's in. Well, I mean, look, we're under a little pressure right now. The relative strength of the dollar is relatively flat. A fear trade, you would see that knee-jerk higher in the relative dollar strength here. The bond market isn't lovely. Okay, where the bond market is now globally is not a pretty spot. Okay, we already know we have here in the United States a yield curve that's inverted beyond anyone's wildest dreams, but everything is fine. Listen to Mummy Man. You see, it made me do it. Mummy Man's telling us how great we're doing. No, it's insane. Rate cuts are going to come eventually. There's no doubt about it. That's probably what the market's waiting for. I think we're going to get a pause at one point. Um, and inflation is still going to rise. Believe, look, you know this already. Okay, we're friends. We can talk frankly, right? All of us, we're friends here. So you know how this is going to play out already. We already have seen it at the end of last year. I said we were going to get a slower pace of hikes, and that's exactly what we're getting already. You and I, excuse me. Oh man, these allergies are brutal. Um, we're already seeing all the stuff we knew would come from the end of last year. Carlos, thank you. Okay, we're in all the right spots. I can't imagine Loretta, my Valentine this year. She's the Valentine of the devil. I think she's one of his freaking minions. Over they all are. All these Fed things. Okay, these things they're not even human beings. They don't care about you or me. They already what are they saying? That we got to kill jobs. We got to kill jobs to reduce inflation. Oh, but I thought that raising rates is going to miraculously somehow bring inflation down. How about no? It's not doing that. It's not even meant to do that. It's meant to crush the economy, crush the consumer, and I guess by some roundabout way, it's supposed to slow inflation. All we're seeing is a slowing down of the pace of it, but it's still rising, and it's not going to stop as central banks continue to inflate. You know this, people. We are the freaking resistance here. Yeah, I know. If we don't, of course, this whole that's look. Tell me again, somebody here who's smarter than me. I'm sure a lot of you are. Why are we paying our freaking freaks, politicians, our representatives? Because they're not doing anything. They're never getting a job. What are they doing over there? They're playing with themselves and they're playing with each other. If you get my drift on this here, they're not getting a damn thing done. We have no representation whatsoever. You all know that. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. Yes, I could not and would not. I can't. Whenever I see that man, the mummy, the Franken mummy man, Bidenstein appear on the television, I turn it off. I don't care what's going to come out of his mouth because I know it's going to be a lie. And why should I subject myself to hearing a lie, another lie out of any of these freaking things' mouth? This is why I detest every time, the Federal Reserve has an announcement to make. I don't want to hear it, but I have to listen to it because I want to relay that to you. But I can't stand it. I can't stand the lies, the distractions, the deceptions, the propaganda. It's out of freaking control. You all know that. And nothing drives me more crazy than that. Honestly, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to hear or see it from the freak either. Anyway, shrink. Yeah, shrink the government. Exactly. No, what they want to do is create a monster government, and that's exactly what they're doing. Look, we've been warned about all this. Okay, going back to the time of the creation of this nation, when the men that created this country wanted to, get away from a system ruled by a king or a queen. They wanted a government of the people that we could govern ourselves. Nice concept here. But in order to govern ourselves, we had to keep control of the financial system. Otherwise, it's gone. And that's exactly what we have now. Once we lost the financial system to central banks, it's over. Absolutely over. And that's where we are now. It can't possibly get any better until we can do something about public enemy number freaking one. And you know what the public enemy freaking number one is? I mean, honestly, it's these central banks, none more so than the Federal Reserve. It's astonishing to me. You don't want to talk about our freaking politicians. Whenever the Fed chairperson shows up before a congressional committee, notice what they do. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. They thank him as if he's some kind. Thanking him for what? For doing a job that is destroying the American people, the world economy? That's what these central banks do, and they thank him for that. Of course they do, because they're all in his back pocket. You all know that. Don't get me started. If I can blow a gasket right here on live stream. I'm telling you, my heart starts racing. I start sweating. Maybe some of you, but I don't think there's a person on this planet Earth that hates central banking more than me. It's a criminal organization. Option picks, absolutely. Trade one. Why? Let me ask you, if you want to trade options, let's talk about trading a little bit here. If you're looking to trade options, all right, why would you want to trade XYZ, ABC, blah. Trade one because every single company or any exchange traded fund has a different trading characteristic. Thank you, Melanie. If you want to trade this market, pick SPY. Why did I trade SPY every freaking day? I've been at this a lot lately. Had 3 trades today, all short positions on SPY. SPY is extremely liquid. You can get in and out of these in a nanosecond. Some of my trades today were 30 seconds long. 30 seconds. I bought a put, dropped, sold, pulled profit. I think two of them were short and one was long. So yeah, I put out a whole trading system recently in my free newsletter, and I'm working on another one right now. It's a little complicated. I'm trying to figure out how I can relay that to you, all of you out here. Difficult a little bit. But anyway, yes, you want to trade things that are highly liquid. They can get in and out of real quick. Chrissy, thank you. That's cute. I love these little things there. Anyway, JEPI, absolutely. People, look, this has been outperforming the S&P 500. I've been telling you guys and girls to get involved in this for a while. It gives you exposure to the long end of the market. At the same time, you get paid a monthly dividend. No what? I'm not going to own a damn company or an exchange traded fund that's not going to pay me to own it. Understand? It's pretty simple. Pretty simple here. Anyway, I hope so. Yes, indeed. Your thought on buying? You could buy volatility here. I personally, I'll be honest with you, I am not good at it. There are some people that are really good at it. What I'm trying to do in my new system is isolate phases of volatility, and kind of because it's pretty clear how the markets work. There are phases of a lot of volatility which precede low volatility, and vice versa. So if we can narrow in on those times where it's switching phases, well, then we could make money here. And if you're patient enough, you can make it work. That's really what I'm working on with my new system. My favorite drag strip used to be Englishtown. In New Jersey closed down, unfortunately. I did a lot of racing there when I was younger. That was my first track, so I'd have to say that was probably my favorite track. The one out here is okay, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Pretty cool place. I wish they had some more events. No racing this weekend, but I'm trying to figure out something to do. Anyway, that's where we stand, my loving friends, my lovely, lovely freaking friends here. All right, let's throw a few more questions out. What do you got for me? And then we'll go to Florida. You know what? Interesting you would say that. Because I'm actually contemplating that. Bradenton Motor Speedway, Gainesville. There's a couple of nice tracks over there. I love Florida. Always did. So who knows? Englishtown was cool. Yeah, it was. When the drag strip closed, I was a wreck over that. What a shame. It really is, honestly. But that's life in the big city. We Maple Grove. Yeah, I've been to Maple Grove. I raced at Maple Grove too when I was a kid. Never been to Formosa. No. Is it still open, Formosa? Thank you, CB Housley. Appreciate that. Bring Salente to the racetrack. Oh, I love Gerald. He is quite the character. He really is. Very passionate guy. I love people that have fire in them. You know what I mean? I don't know. Atco, another track I used to race at too. Years. I'm talking decades here. You know, I'm old, people. You know, truly. Anyway, natural gas, extremely volatile lately, But I think longer run natural gas, along with commodities, people have been telling you this for the longest time. Commodities are the place to be for the long run. Let's think about why. Again, let's cover the basics of this here. Debt market hyper bubble is going to burst. It's going to burst. We're already seeing trouble here in the debt market. Central banks, in my view, are going to get in here and buy more. I really believe that. I told you since last year. It happened. January was a nice month. We'll see how it plays out. Meltdown in the debt market is going to destroy the global stock markets on an unprecedented scale. cash is just going to move from not real things, not on the elemental chart like derivatives and all that crap, and go into commodities. I really believe that. Nitromethane. Yes, pretty cool stuff. Anyway, yeah, Celente does tell it straight, people. He really does. And, like I said, the guy, he cares. And that's why he gets all bent out of shape like that. He really does care and he believes in what he's saying. Um, we need more people like that in the world. More people like all of you. It's the truth here. Those of you that are with me now, I love this thing. Las Vegas meetup. I don't know about that. And I'll be honest with you. The last one I did was really a lot of fun. It was free, as you all know. But I'm not kidding you. When I tell you that there is not a month that goes by that I don't get a death threat. Some of these seem legitimate. And there's definitely somewhat of a worry in the back of my mind that one of these freaks is actually, going to carry something like that out. And you can't do anything about it. I already looked into this. I called the freaking FBI out here. I got a couple of very extreme death threats a while back, and I called the FBI. I said, "Listen, I have something to." I showed them the messages that I got, and I said, "They said we can't do anything." I said, "Really?" I said, "You guys only act after I'm dead, huh?" Well, I guess so. What freaking good are they? I don't know. It's freaking crazy, absolutely insane. Yeah, Second Amendment. Yeah, I do have a present for some of those people. But let's keep that from who? Yeah, from Mummy Man. Yeah, from look, they all have fans. Whenever who has a huge fan club, and I mean a big fan club. Bill Gates. Bill Gates has a huge fan club, and whenever I say something negative about that guy, all of a sudden I get hate mail. It just fills up my inbox. They all have fans. Mummy Man has fans. Loretta Mester. Oh, why are you talking bad about a woman, Greg? You hate women. Yeah, I hate women. I think women are a gift to this world. That's really the truth. But that thing, Loretta Mester, that ain't no woman. That ain't no freaking woman. I don't know what it is. All right, it's one of those yet to be defined entities, like Yellenstain, Janet Yellen. What is that? Every time I look at it with that hairdo and just that look on her face, I don't know. It's kind of like this. I don't get it. Yes, Greg loves his lionesses. You have no idea. It's the truth. No, look, Rickards is a good guy. I'm just, a debate between Rickards and myself. Look, his perspective is what it is. But with regard to this crash that he's talking about coming mid-year, unless the debt market tells us differently, people, no, absolutely not, because it's not the market. The market is a derivative. The stock market is a derivative as to what's happening in the debt market. You all know that. So understanding that, you got to watch the debt market to see what the stock market's going to do. Thank you, Samuel. It's the truth. So if Jim Rickards, who I really think is a smart guy, I really do, if he were to say to me, hey, Greg, I think there's an issue here in the debt market, and I think that's going to precipitate a market crash middle of the year, then I got it. But don't just come out here. I mean, part of what his thesis is when people realize, thanks, Mitch, when people realize that we're in a recession, most people can't walk and chew gum at the same time. So how are people going to realize that they don't even know they're awake or sleeping? They don't know what they're doing or why they're doing it. So it's not about realizing that we're in a recession here. Okay. People don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't even know their own names half the time. So that it's just insane to say, well, when people realize we're in a recession, we're going to get a market crash. No, I'm telling what I'm saying here. I'm telling you right here and now. The worse off that this economy gets, the global economy, the higher the market's likely going to go. That's really the truth. It's just, it doesn't make sense. There's no connection anymore. Zero between the economy and the market. They're absolutely detached from reality. Now, you all know this if you've been following my blog for any length of time. There's no resemblance of normalcy here. The market itself, I can understand Jim Rickards saying, "Hey, you know what? There's no price discovery mechanism here." I mean, that's pretty much a no-brainer. When you have central banks collectively in the market buying all the debt, which they've been doing since the last meltdown, how can a single asset, even one asset, have an actual price discovery mechanism? Generally, the price of what is the job of the market? Okay, let's just go back to that. The job of the market is to determine fair value. Well, you have buyers on one side, you got sellers on the other side, and somewhere you find an equilibrium here. But when you have central banks that are buying it all, yeah, well, then you get this a totally distorted market beyond anyone's wildest dreams, and that's it. I don't know about ex-CIA or ex-FBI, whatever. I have no idea. I know one guy is actually an ex-FBI, and I think he's one of the biggest morons I've ever met in my life. Although he has a completely opposite view of himself, but I don't got him and his ex-FBI card. It's worthless to me. Anyway, is Kramer saying to sell now? I don't know, people. I don't pay attention to the guy. I used to listen to the guy, honestly. I don't listen to him anymore. With posting trades on my website, if you're going to trade anything, like I just went over a little while ago, pick one thing. I think you should be trading SPY, ticker SPY, because it's highly liquid. You can get in and out in a nanosecond, and it's really important to do. Sometimes if you're an intraday trader like myself as of late, I got getting back into this pretty hardcore. Sometimes you're in a trade for 30 seconds. You want to be able to get out. You understand? So, and my trading system that I put out, it's pretty good. The one I'm working on is better, but it's complicated. I don't know how to relay it to people other than maybe having someone sit next to me and teach them, which I've been working on that too. Anyway. All right, people. Oh my goodness, this video has gone 21 freaking minutes here so far. 21 minute oil. Oil is going up, people. Crude oil is going up. Commodities in general. Just understanding the whole situation here. Commodities are real things. All right. We're in a market now where nothing is real. So when all the cash goes running out the door. All right. And this is, again, forget about the stock market again. Forget the damn stock market. That's what the mainstream media wants you focused on. The Dow 30, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, 30 freaking companies. Greg Mannarino is a big picture guy. Okay. All of you know that by now. A macro guy. So that's why I want you to focus on the debt market, which is exponentially larger than the entire global stock market of the world. So if you realize the driver here, and you realize, again, how the relative strength of the dollar plays in with this, and crude oil being the lifeblood of this market, you got this down. All of us got this freaking down. We know what we're doing. We know why we're doing it. We anticipate what's coming down the line here without pointing at a month, a date, a time. It's too stupid. It's too stupid in my view. Okay, look, I'm a guy who's in this market, and I mean deep. Okay, and I'm telling you, there ain't no way to predict a market crash coming a few months out. Unless Jim Rickards has some kind of link to the divine, which I sincerely doubt here any more than the rest of us. Then I don't think so. Naked shorting, I only trade naked, and that's the truth. And I don't meet with no clothes on. Naked shorting, you're basically selling an asset or that you don't have, or buying this. It's all about derivatives. That's what I'm telling you. The derivatives, they're not on the elemental chart. They're side bets. All derivatives are side bets, and then there are layers of them, layers and layers and layers on both sides of these things. And the derivative market is completely insane, and no one actually knows how big it is. There's no way to actually tell. And but again, what would you expect? It's fantasy land. This whole thing is fantasy land. I don't know another way to put it. All right, people, look, I've been here a while with you. We're going to resume the festivities live tomorrow, but you're going to see me later in the day. We're going to have a few more things to talk about. I really enjoyed this with you, honestly. Views on God. Yes, there is a God. I am a very spiritual guy. There's no doubt about it. I think most of you know that, at least. I hope so. What do you think I get things like love each other, care about each other, be charitable? These things conjure up out of my freaking head. I think it's a human quality. but these are the words that have been spoken by some very great men throughout the years, women as well. And I think without a link to the divine, um, look, I'm not an atheist here, and I'm not putting down atheists. I know a lot of people are atheists out here, and I honestly can't imagine how people can function that way. But that's okay. That's them. That's not me. Anyway, that's the situation, people. Again, love you all. Yes, God bless everybody. It's the truth here. We all need each other, and we need that divine entity here who guides us all. I really believe that. I don't think there's any event that can possibly occur without God allowing it to happen. You know what I'm saying? I think most of us are on the same page. Anyway, let's not go into a whole discussion here on theology. But again, this guy here loves you a lot from the heart. Mean it. I'll see all of you at the end of the day. I hope you had some fun here. I got to answer a lot of questions. That's it. I'll see you later.